What if the version of Jesus you've been taught all your life was not false, but incomplete? What if, for centuries, a deeper truth was not hidden in the shadows, but hidden in plain sight, concealed between the lines, buried under layers of dogma, politics, and power? And what if those very teachings of Jesus, the ones that could awaken your divine essence, unlock your direct connection with the source, were deliberately concealed? We are diving deep into the forbidden truth that the Church doesn't want you to know. The forbidden truth that has the power to change your life forever. Ready to embark on this eye-opening journey? Now let us take a step back and examine the fascinating history behind the creation of the Bible as we know it today. Specifically, we will focus on the four canonical Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, whose teachings are considered the foundation of Christian theology. But what many people don't realize is that these four Gospels weren't the only accounts of Jesus' life and teachings in existence. In fact, during the first few centuries after Jesus' death, there were dozens of different Gospels circulating among early Christians. These texts included a variety of perspectives on Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, as well as teachings attributed to him. Some of these Gospels, such as the Gospel of Thomas, Mary Magdalene, and the Gospel of Philip, contained information that differed significantly from the canonical Gospels. So, what happened to these other Gospels? Why are they not included in the Bible today? The answer, my friends, lies in the power struggles and agendas of those in control. You see, during the 4th century, as Christianity began to spread throughout the Roman Empire, it became closely tied to political power. The Council of Nicaea, which took place in 325 AD, was a pivotal moment in the history of Christianity. It was at this council that a group of church leaders known as the bishops met to discuss important theological issues and ultimately decided which books would be included in the Bible. You see, the decision to include or exclude certain books from the Bible was not based on their historical accuracy or theological soundness. Rather, it was often driven by political considerations and the desire to maintain control. Those in power wanted a Bible that supported their authority and did not challenge the status quo. As a result, many alternative Gospels and other religious texts were suppressed and even destroyed. This process of censorship ensured that only the narratives that aligned with the dominant power structure would be preserved and passed down through the ages. And so it is that we have ended up with the Bible that we have today, a book that has shaped the course of human history and continues to influence billions of people around the world. Imagine if someone came along and told you that everything you thought you knew about Jesus, the Bible, and the Church was wrong. You might think I am crazy or even dangerous, but hear me out. What if I told you that there is a secret history of Christianity that has been hidden from you? Now brace yourself for some shocking revelations. First, the Bible you read today is not the same as the original text written thousands of years ago. Oh no, my friend. Over the centuries, the Church has made changes, alterations that serve their own interests and maintain their power. Second, Jesus himself was not born of a virgin, nor did he die on a cross as we know it. Now I know that might sound unbelievable, but stay with me. What if I told you that the true story of Jesus is far more profound and hidden from public view? Third, the Church does not want you to know the secret history of Christianity because it could change everything you believe about religion and spirituality. If you knew the truth, you might not need the Church as much. You might not accept its rules and regulations, its doctrines and dogmas. You might even become enlightened and discover your own path to enlightenment. And now we come to the secret history itself. In the first centuries after Jesus' death, there were dozens of different Gospels circulating among early Christians. These texts included a variety of perspectives on Jesus' life, death, and resurrection, as well as teachings attributed to him. Some of these Gospels, such as the Gospel of Thomas, Mary Magdalene, and the Gospel of Philip, contained information that differed significantly from the canonical Gospels. The major churches, however, didn't want people to read these other Gospels. They didn't want people to learn about other teachings of Jesus, so they decided to suppress them and erase them from history. They created a New Testament that aligned with their beliefs and teachings and made sure that other versions were destroyed or ignored. But why? You might ask. Why would they do such a thing? Well, you see, the major churches had a lot to gain by controlling the narrative. By suppressing alternative gospels and teachings, they could maintain their power and authority over the people. They could shape the beliefs of Christians and keep them in the dark about other possibilities. For example, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene portrays Mary as a prominent disciple of Jesus, while the Gospel of Thomas presents a more esoteric and mystical view of Jesus. These teachings challenge the traditional narrative of Christianity and threaten the authority of the Church. By suppressing them, the Church could solidify its position as the sole interpreter of Christian doctrine and maintain control over its followers. Additionally, the major churches also benefited from keeping people ignorant of alternative teachings. By limiting access to information, they could prevent people from exploring different perspectives and challenging conventional beliefs. This allowed the Church to maintain a monopoly on spiritual knowledge and ensure that people remain dependent on its guidance. But here's where things get really interesting. Despite the efforts of the Church to suppress alternative gospels, some texts managed to survive. The Gnostic Gospels, including the Gospel of Thomas, were discovered in the early 20th century and provided a glimpse into the diversity of early Christianity. These texts offer a different perspective on Jesus and his teachings and challenge traditional views of Christianity. For example, the Gospel of Thomas contains sayings of Jesus that are not found in the canonical Gospels, such as "If you bring forth what is within you, what you bring forth will save you. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you." This teaching emphasizes the importance of self-discovery and personal responsibility, which differs from the more passive view of salvation prevalent in mainstream Christianity. And that's not all. There are many other examples of alternative gospels and teachings that have survived throughout history. These texts offer a rich source of information about the diversity of early Christianity and provide a valuable perspective on the evolution of religious thought. So what should you do with this information? Should you throw away your Bible and forget everything you've learned? Absolutely not. But you can choose to be aware of the limitations of the Bible and the Church and be open to other possibilities. You can choose to explore alternative gospels and teachings and form your own opinions. You can choose to be an independent thinker and not blindly follow what you've been taught. After all, isn't that what Jesus would want you to do? He was a teacher who encouraged people to question and seek the truth. Why would you stop learning now? We must remember that history is complex and there are multiple perspectives on every event. Don't limit yourself to one narrative. Open your mind and be open to other possibilities. Who knows? You might just discover a new way of thinking that challenges your beliefs and expands your understanding of the world. Be aware of the limitations of the Bible and the Church and be open to other possibilities. Be an independent thinker and don't blindly follow what you've been taught. I challenge you to go out there and learn everything you can about Christianity and its history. Read alternative gospels and teachings. Talk to people who have different beliefs and perspectives. Challenge your own beliefs and be willing to change them if you find that they are wrong or outdated. The world is full of wonder and mystery, and we are only beginning to scratch the surface. There is so much more to learn and understand, and it's up to us to be curious and open-minded. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and that it has given you something to think about. Please share your thoughts and comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and remember to stay curious.